Thank you to everyone who submitted questions. Learning from students about their experiences and concerns has been an important part of my first 100 days here at the University of Alabama. I'm glad to have the chance to talk about some of your questions today, and I hope to continue to hear from you in the future. We received the most questions about the name of Knott Hall, the building where the Honors College is located. These are important and serious questions, and I want to address them first. I'm proud to be the dean of a college where the students care so passionately about social justice and advocate for meaningful change. I hope that you all saw the announcement that the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees have appointed a group who will review the names of buildings on all UA system campuses and recommend changes. This is an important first step in what's likely to be a longer process because there is a state law that controls changes to public buildings, including renaming. While that process is underway, there are things we can do within the college. I'm committed to listening to students' perspectives and concerns and to sharing those with UA leadership. I am committed to providing resources and opportunities for students to engage with scholars and community experts on the building name and other critical social justice issues. And I'm committed to continuing to work on how the college can put into practice our commitments to diversity, equity, and inclusion in our curriculum, our admissions, our communications, our common book experience, our community engagement programs, all of our activities and events. The Honors College faculty, staff, and I take responsibility for this work, for undertaking it thoughtfully, and for continuing it consistently. We also welcome your ideas and suggestions. For my very first visit to campus, the most frequent topics of conversation with honors faculty, staff, and students have been diversity, equity, and inclusion in the college. And those same concerns came up in the submissions for today. I know that these are important priorities for the college. They certainly are for me. And I know the college has done some work already, and that there's more work for us to do. We need to be thinking about diversity, equity, and inclusion in every aspect of our operations: recruitment and admissions, curriculum and programming, the climate overall. Is it welcoming and inclusive to all of our students? We've taken some preliminary steps, as I outlined in my statement in the last student newsletter. We're forming a faculty committee who will be charged with advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion in our curriculum. We are working with the Black Faculty and Staff Association to provide more resources for the Black Scholars Program. We're connecting with other campus partners to look at our recruiting and admissions to see what we can add or enhance in those areas. These are just beginnings, and I am looking forward to hearing your ideas and suggestions about how we can move forward on these really critical areas for our college in the future. Some of you asked about the support the college is offering for students who have been affected by COVID-19. The first answer is always to check with our advising team. They can talk with you about your particular situation. They also know about all the resources that I'm about to mention. So honors@ua.edu is a good starting place. The college also has an emergency assistance fund. If you or your family is experiencing financial difficulties as a result of the pandemic, you can apply for support through that fund. First deadline is June 15th, and the second deadline will be July 15th. If you have academic concerns about your standing in the Honors College after spring semester, our retention policy does remain in effect, but as always, there is an appeal process for students who have compelling reasons to request a review of their case. And as we conduct those reviews, we will certainly keep in mind the circumstances of last semester. The deadline for those appeals is June 19th. But again, the best advice I can offer is to reach out to the advising team to talk about your particular situation and see what they recommend at honors@ua.edu. The second most common question was about what to expect for fall semester. The university has now announced that we will be back on campus with in-person instruction in the fall, but as you might imagine, the details of that are pretty complex. So the university and the college are taking the time to make the best decisions possible to protect your health and safety while also offering an excellent educational experience. It's fair to say that you'll want to be prepared for guidelines that follow whatever the most up-to-date research is when we return to campus. So that may include physical distancing or wearing face coverings. And also be prepared to be flexible as we're all figuring out how to make this work for the first time. In honors specifically, we know that discussion with your classmates and engagement with your professor are really important elements of your honors experience. So we're planning for how we can prioritize those in our fall courses. We're also making sure to think about how courses can be accessible and how we can make accommodations. For updates from the university, you can keep an eye on your email. And for updates about honors courses specifically, check out the student newsletter, which comes out every Monday at 5 p.m. As soon as we know more, we'll share more with you. A couple of you asked about the honors curriculum and registration process. The honors curriculum has been going through some updates over about the last year. Those are important signs of our growth as a college. We always want to be innovating and improving, offering the best possible experience to you as students. There were a few different reasons behind these updates. One is we wanted to engage students throughout their entire time at UA. So we wanted to have courses that were tailored to first-year students and to second-year students and to more advanced students. Another reason was that we saw an opportunity to add some courses that really spoke to our student learning outcomes. So two good examples of that would be UH 200, Life as a Scholar, and UH 205, which prepares students for community engagement. Those are both on the schedule this fall. Finally, we renumbered our courses, partly to align with other colleges at the university, and partly because we recognized that these courses were so fully developed and so regularly offered, they really needed to be standalone courses and not special topics courses. Now, those are all positive developments, but one side effect for our current students is that you needed permits to register for honors courses that you didn't need permits for before. This won't be an issue for our new students when they start, but it is something that you'll encounter as current students. So we appreciate your patience, and we have tried to make the process as easy and efficient as possible. We have some plans for the next phase in the updates, and that's really to increase our course offerings in the Honors College. We're looking specifically at adding courses at the upper division level for some of our departmental honors courses, working with our campus partners on that, and adding more courses that carry the core designation. You can always check in MyBama for the most current information about the existing honors courses. One person wrote in to ask about a course built around community engagement opportunities that they didn't see on the schedule for fall. There might be a couple of reasons for that. One is that we are facing some uncertain circumstances with what our community partners will be able to allow in the fall. Another is that we've been reviewing all of our community engagement programs to make sure that they're up to date on best practices and aligned with all of the university policies. So if something doesn't show up on the curriculum right now, that doesn't mean that it's gone forever. We're working with faculty to update courses as needed and to add new courses that have community engagement components. One of the reasons I was so excited to join you all here at the University of Alabama Honors College is that community engagement was part of the identity of the college here. So it's certainly not going away. In fact, it's something that I hope to expand in the future. Thank you for watching all or some of this video Q&A session. I appreciate all the questions that were submitted. They gave me really good insight into your perspectives and experiences as honors students. If you have a question that I didn't address, please send an email to honors@ua.edu and we'll be sure to respond there. When I started in the Honors College on March 1st, I could not have anticipated what the next 100 days would hold. But those 100 days have reconfirmed how fortunate I feel to be your dean and how much I'm looking forward to working together in the future.